the sports world during these unprecedented times, or you wanted to showcase your talent? Then sign up for a free account at www.watchmylights.com. My Lights is a social media sports platform that provides all users with a free way to communicate and share sports highlight videos with anyone around the world. So whether you're a coach and want to easily recruit for your players, an athlete and want to showcase yourself, a parent, grandparent, or sports enthusiast, My Lights has you covered. Users can create a free account to share highlight videos, chat, post, and follow other users. My Lights is the new free social media sports platform the sports world has been waiting for. So go to www.watchmylights.com and get started now.
Hey, is my head cut off?
Man, what? Man, you took your glasses off, man.
Hey, man. I'm having a bad hair day, by the way. But it's all good. Tat, you ain't got those
Oh, they coming along, my brother.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I see it.
See, you see it, they coming along.
Hey, speaking of that, man, we got a new sponsor for the show. Braids by Bryant.
Cause she gonna work on this head.
Right?
Oh yeah, she gonna braid this out. But you know that I ain't told you.
So you getting the short ones first, and then gonna extend them, or you just gonna go ahead and jump straight out there with the long ones?
Nah, I'm gonna get the twist first. I'm gonna get the twist first.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna get the twist.
Yeah.
And then then let it grow on out.
Are you gonna dye the tips?
It depends on who my favorite rapper is that day.
Dye it gray so it match your beard.
Yeah, that's real funny, y'all.
I'm just saying.
That's real funny, bro.
That'd be nice.
That's wisdom,
you know what I'm saying?
That's wisdom, man.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's funny, man. All right, I got jokes today.
Hey, man, I missed y'all.
Man, it's been a minute, man. I finally got a little rest this week, man.
Oh, there you go. There you go.
That ain't. We don't laugh at these jokers, man.
Oh no, Poogie got some gray on him too, don't he?
Yeah, all they are gray. Now he are gray too. Don't laugh at these jokers, Poogie, man, because they gonna feel shame when I get them twists. Oh, but I'm gonna be right, boy.
My camera gonna be out.
Are you gonna overemphasize having them? You gonna be like,
if it blows, it blows.
Are you gonna tie them up a little bit?
Oh no, I'm gonna let them hang in my face. Let them cover my eyes so you can't see. Oh
man.
Hey, viewers, man. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We got a great show for you today. Welcome to Off the Dribble, presented and powered by the Warner Robins All Stars, in association with Off the Dribble Hype South Media Network. I know we were gone last week. We apologize, but brothers was tired, man.
Yeah, man.
Bro, man, from the fifth floor was tired, man. Hey, we just gonna keep it a G with y'all. We consider y'all family. We was tired. This AAU ball is kicking our butts right now.
And see, that's the only thing they got. I'm maneuvering weekend to weekend from.
Oh yeah, you're a cheer dad.
Yeah, basketball to cheer dad. This is the last weekend for cheerleading. Got to go to Orlando, and this is the last weekend for cheerleading for me. I told her she gonna play basketball, man. I'm gonna get sick of this, man. Tell me, man. I mean, I love it when I'm there, but woo, traveling, man.
Hey, so they give us, what are they like, routines, right?
Yeah.
So like dance routines, because it's like cheer and it's dance, or is it what's the?
Well, they got a little dance at the end, but
right.
I mean, they cheer, got the little stunts and pyramids and man, I don't know what you call that stuff. Stunt groups and whatever they call that stuff.
All right.
But I mean, it ain't but 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and they done. And we go 2 million miles for 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
So when y'all go, they only cheer on one day, or is it multiple days?
Some is 1 day, some is 2 days.
Right.
I ain't complaining because my baby doing something productive.
Right.
But she ain't got to drive. I don't think she doing sleep back there.
Hey, man. That's the life.
Yeah, it is, man. I'm just glad she's doing something productive that she like, but she gonna have to play basketball. She gonna have to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
There you go.
Yeah, so she gonna play basketball, man.
Yeah, her thoughts may be daddy got to get comfortable being uncomfortable.
Right.
Well, I do. I walk in there and you see all these walk in there and you see people putting on makeup and
Like what's they colors?
Black and gold and white.
You got a shirt like that?
Well, listen, I wore a shirt one time.
Next time you come on the show, we gotta wear it on the show.
I don't know if it fit no more. but listen, I wore the shirt one time and Kristen, I think Kristen made the shirt or whatever. So, I have no, I'm wearing my basketball stuff. And man, we get there and she told me, I'll put this on. I'm like, man, I'm not putting that on. Put this on. All right, let me go in the bathroom and change. So I didn't read the shirt. The thing says cheer dad. Only thing I flip is my wallet. I was like, man, you got me wearing this.
Got him.
Like, man, that's the last time I wore the shirt. And I don't think she know that, but I think I hid it or something. Like, and every time she said, I don't know where that, I can't find it.
Well, another one of our sponsors, KPB Design, will have no problem making you another shirt, I'm sure. Kristen, if you're listening.
Man, I ain't waiting for the last one.
Might as well.
Listen, I love Caitlin's cheer team. I love her cheer group. I love the organization. They do a great job. But I'm just tired of traveling.
Did you get a shirt that say free AJ?
No, but I'm going to tell you this. I'm glad y'all brought that up. And people, they tried to railroad my boy this week. I had to go up there to that school, have a standoff with the administration. And his mama is one of the administrators. Yeah, I wasn't having it. Listen.
Hey, Pat, what happened? Tell us what happened first. Give us the background.
Okay, for the people that don't know, that's listening, and it ain't funny. So if you laugh, then it ain't funny. My brother calls my son in the middle of school. He ain't even in class. He at PE. His phone is in his book bag. And he calls him, talking about he trying to check on him. But he in school. So the teacher gets the phone out of the bag because it's ringing. It's the ringer's on. So she turns the phone off and they take the phone and the phone goes to the assistant principal. The assistant principal is his mama. So now mama turns in the administrator. Ain't mama no more. So mama don't try to send my boy to ISS. So I got a problem with, well, not mama, but the administrator.
Right. We got to separate the two.
Yeah, so you got to separate the two. You come home talking to me about it, now you mama. So I don't want to hear mama's side. I want to hear the administrative side.
But how did that go? So did she turn on the administrator?
She turned on the administrator.
Oh, this is a good question. What is his ringtone?
His ringtone was Pop Smoke. I mean, that's his favorite artist.
Shout out to Gabe. What up, Gabe?
Yeah, so now mama wants to turn administrator at home. No, we don't do that. You ain't on the clock. So either you're gonna be on AJ's side as his mama, and then when you go back to school as administrator, then you got to go against him. You got to be one or the other. Well, I wasn't studying it. I went up to the school, held my ground, protested. AJ back in general classroom population.
They ain't put him in solitary, did they?
Yeah, they tried. Man, they tried to isolate my boy. But I told him he beat the first one because he wasn't in the classroom. He didn't have it in his hand.
Right.
It wasn't his fault that, okay, what are they gonna do if an Amber Alert goes off? Everybody phone going off in the classroom. Amber Alert goes off.
Yeah, even on silent, right?
Even on silent. So if they hit, what you gonna do? You gonna punish everybody? The teacher stuff gonna go off. She ain't supposed to be on her phone.
Now, did AJ tell you a different story?
No.
Like maybe this story, maybe it's another side to it.
No, AJ came home and said, "Daddy, guess what happened?" And you know, I ain't know. I'm like, "What, man? What happened, man? What happened?"
So did he say his mama took the phone or the principal?
Listen,
Or
that joker said, "Daddy, guess what happened today?" I said, "What, AJ? What happened, man? Ain't nobody bothering you?" No. He said, "Daddy, Uncle Man called me in the middle of the day, and I wasn't even in my classroom. I was at recess." These are his words, not mine.
Right.
I said, "What?" He said, "Yeah." And my teacher took my phone and gave it to my mama. I said, "So your mama took your phone too?" "Yes, sir." I said, "I'll deal with that, buddy. Don't worry about it. I'll deal with that." Yeah. So he back where he's supposed to be.
Well, I'm glad everything worked out, man. I got some other cases you could work on. You seem like a pretty good lawyer out there.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. You know, we was walking around that school and we had those banners up, and we weren't playing no game. Yeah, they finally let me into school. Got face to face with the administrator, explained my side. AJ was free to go.
That's right.
That's what's up, AJ.
Ain't no problem out of the administrator since.
Hey, so let me ask you this. What about Uncle Man? Did he get it talking to?
That's a lost cause right now.
What up, Big E?
His thing was, I can't call and see how my nephew doing. I mean, brother, not at 11 o'clock in the morning. You act like the man got a job. He off on certain days or something. Man, crazy, man.
Hey. All right, we're gonna get out of that.
Yeah,
like Charles said, we glad AJ Smoke is free back in our
free,
general classroom population.
Yeah, man,
General Pop. Back in General Pop.
He
Charles.
Hey, Ken, he texted me about 10 o'clock this morning. Boy, well, you better get off that phone, boy. When I told him, better put that phone up.
Hey.
Appreciate you, Coach Black.
Coach Black, what's up, brother?
What's up, sir? What's going on? Appreciate all you doing out there for these young people getting these opportunities, Coach.
Yes,
Absolutely.
sir. Hey, D free 1% better, baby.
D free.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Charles, what's up with you? What you got going on this weekend?
Woo! We're gonna be up at on the radar. Who gonna smoke? You know, we're gonna be a Sean event, man. And he put the smoke out there. So we gotta, you know, kids gotta come play, man. So and at the end of the day, it's gonna make kids better, you know. So we getting these kids ready for something bigger and better, man. And playing against quality competition goes a long way. It goes a long way. It's easy. I can easily find some tournaments and put these kids in, and they go blow somebody out by 50. But that's not the end goal. The end goal is to get these kids, to show them and teach them how to compete, right? And get them ready for the next level. So yeah, man. So we're gonna be up at it, up in Atlanta. Who won't smoke? Yeah, I'll be up there with you, KP.
Yeah, we'll be up there. We got 3 games this weekend. We'll be up there, checking it out, holding it down, getting better. But I definitely got to give a shout out to Middle Georgia, man. Middle Georgia's been representing for the most part at these tournaments, getting up there at the hoop scenes and the on the radar events and getting it done. Even on the girls side as well as the boys side. So definitely salute and shout out to everybody pushing the culture forward down this way. What was that? Put that message back up there,
man. This man, listen. All right. The question was, if a deaf guy went to court, would it still be considered a hearing? Is what he was talking about.
For deaf?
Yeah. Would it still be considered a hearing?
I think somebody brought up the point of they got a sign language person in there for the deaf people.
But they will be
But
reading.
they're not hearing it.
But right, they will be reading signs and not hearing it. So would it be considered a hearing?
Or reading?
I mean, they still probably get the same sentence. Because, I mean, 120 years. I mean, you're going to get the same sentence, but.
Hey, man.
I'm going to get out of there.
It was just a basic question.
Because I got about 10 jokes right now, and they all
let's get out of that, man. Hey, so viewers, I'm sure you didn't tune in to hear Tat's jokes.
That wasn't my joke. He said that. That wasn't mine. He said that.
Hey, while I'm thinking about it, man, shout out to my man Chadwick Hickson too, man.
Man, yes, I'm gonna tell you. I had a long talk with Chadwick this weekend too, man. He came over and watch. Yeah, I'm going to work tomorrow. I got a chance to talk to him, man. He came and sat and watched 2 of our games, man. They were finished, and he came over, and man, and we chopped it up, man. Genuine dude, man. He got a great program, and his kids are doing well, also, man. And he got some studs over there, man.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he got some studs over there, man. And it's starting to show, man. And you know, Sean's going.
I think they went. Didn't they go 3-0 or
they went 4-0? Yeah, went 4-0 this weekend. Yeah,
last weekend. Yeah, man. Yeah. Shout out to Chadwick, man. He's a good dude.
Yeah, man, he is, man. I like what he's got going on over there.
Yeah. On the basketball court and in his civilian career.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what's up, John?
I was just gonna say, just give it a mention, man. It was a lot of all-star teams playing this past weekend.
Actually, I want to say it was 8. I think I counted 8, man. Everybody did well, man. From the 4th grade all the way up to the 11th grade girls, everybody did well, man.
Shout out to Coach Derek on the 4th grade runner-up.
Yeah, Coach Derek, Coach Gio,
Coach Nelson,
Coach Dion Nelson, Coach AJ, Coach Damian, Coach Shauna, who else? Coach Puka had with the 10th grade. I say Damian already.
Yeah, I still can't believe Pookie coaching, man. I got to get out to a game where he coach.
Yeah, that joke will be, man, I don't know how y'all do it, man. I don't know how y'all do it.
We trying to get that cat to coach for I don't know how long.
I told that joke. I said, yeah, it's easy sitting over there in them stands now.
Yeah,
you can see a lot sitting over there in them stands. That joke on that, he on that hot seat now.
Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
Look. Before we bring our guest out, because we definitely are. Charles, don't think it's gonna go unnoticed that you got a tech this weekend.
I didn't get one this weekend.
Last weekend.
Yeah,
we got one last weekend, so we got to bring it up because we wasn't on during the week.
I got 2.
Did you get one?
This past weekend?
Yeah.
No, I didn't get one. I almost got one, but I didn't get one though. He what happened was I said something. She turned around, looked at me, and I turned around, and walked off. Oh, I turned around quick when I said it, and she turned around. Then I turned around, so she couldn't say nothing to me because I turned around and walked off.
Man.
So I asked her when she came back down. I said, "Oh, you weren't gonna give me no tick with my back turned." She said, "If you was been standing there, I would have gave it to you." So that's why I turned around and walked off.
I'm gonna try that.
Yeah, just
Charles, go ahead and explain your tech, Charles.
So, man, it's really about being consistent, man. So come down court. Kid kind of, he kind of bumps. He kind of bumps up one of my players, and I'm like, oh man, that's a charge. I ain't say nothing. All right, that's how you gonna play. No call, right? So one of my players come down and bump the same kid. Same situation. Charge. Now I already been going crazy, you know what I'm saying, with the calls to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So I already got a warning, and then after that incident, it's just consistent, man. Then I snapped out. Then some parent told me, throw him out. I said, throw me out. I told him, throw me out. And I told the ref, yeah, throw me out. And then I said, man, I gotta calm down, man.
Well, Charles, hold on. That ain't nothing. At least you didn't get thrown. Listen to me. Thrown out of the game 4 minutes into the game.
Is it AJ?
That's AJ.
AJ got threw out of the game. Yes. 4 minutes into the game. How you get thrown out of a game 4 minutes into the game?
What AJ do?
Well, whatever he did,
come to the ref.
he had to do. He did more than say. He got thrown out with 4 minutes to go in the game,
and kept saying it.
Yeah, up to about 4 minutes to start the game, man. He got thrown out at 16 minutes because it's 20 minutes ahead.
Yeah, man. And I tell you, Ted, I go into the tournament. I ain't getting no text this tournament. Man, I lose.
We know how you get, Charles.
Y'all sound like me.
Charles get turned up real quick.
I be trying to be cool. I gotta cut off the NBA.
Cool, calm, and collected one. That ain't him.
Wait, I just gotta turn off that NBA young boy before I play. Before I go.
Yeah, nah, you don't need to listen to that. You out there trying to fight.
Put that Drake on. Put that Drake on, my boy.
This is some John Legend and stuff, man.
There you go. I'm at some little mellow.
Yeah,
some Marvin Gaye.
Yeah,
take it back a little bit.
I don't know, because Marvin Gaye was talking about what's going on. So nah, don't do that.
Yeah, I might ask the ref what's going on. I hope I don't get there now.
What I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah. Hey, without further ado, man, let's go ahead and bring our special guest to the stage.
Absolutely.
Miss Cynthia Malone. Miss Malone, how are you?
I'm doing well, thank you. How are you doing?
We're good. Sorry you had to sit through all of that.
That was amazing. That was hilarious. I was like, okay. Go down. A tech that used to cost us $50. I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's yeah.
Mine.
A high school text cost?
Yes.
Oh wow.
Ooh. Trust me, I know. But thank you for having me this evening.
Yes, man. We're blessed to have you on the show to share some information and some knowledge with us and just keep us where we need to be as a people moving forward. So people that don't know you, I'm gonna give you this opportunity to kind of give us your background and how you know so much about these $50 texts.
Okay, all right, I'll do that. Good evening. I'm Cynthia Malone, and I am the co-founder of a nonprofit organization called Chipping Away at Heart Disease. Chipping Away at Heart Disease was founded in 2010 by the late coach Narleski Chip Malone. He was the Warner Robins High School varsity boys basketball coach for 16 years, something like that. So trust me, if you've probably seen him coach a game, you probably know his $50. You need to have $50 ready. So basically, that's what it is. Since his heart transplant in 2010, we went out into the community and we were educating people on heart health, education, and prevention. And we did that for 4.5 years. And now I've been kind of put in that leadership position, and I'm continuing that legacy.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And from what I understand, you have a special announcement for us today.
I do. I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the events that we host, and we have annual events. Okay. And we start with Coaches Against Heart Disease. That's usually done in February. Right. We had to transition a little bit because of COVID, that uninvited guests that kept us sheltered in and everything. But we transitioned from Teams Against Heart Disease, where they were wearing red shoelaces or customized T-shirts. Mm-hmm. This year, we decided to do Coaches Against Heart Disease, and it was great. It was a fantastic opportunity to have multi-counties involved with that effort to bring awareness. What we don't know is a lot of sudden cardiac deaths are caused by the young people, the adolescents that don't know that they already have heart conditions. So we raise awareness by doing this. And then we move into a comedy show that we have. It's the Hearty Laughs Comedy Show. In May, we have a high blood pressure awareness event. Actually, that's going to be next week on Thursday, May 6th.
Okay.
We will go into some of our communities to raise awareness. And a lot of those communities, they know that there's some issues with risk factors for heart disease. And we call them underlying conditions now, but it's the same risk factors. And those are conditions that lead to poor heart health, and high blood pressure is one of those things. It's a silent killer. So we will do that in May. And in November, it's our premier event. And Tat's wearing one of our shirts this evening. It's the Cardiac Car Show.
Yes, ma'am.
And the Cardiac Car Show is always the first Saturday in November.
Okay.
And it marks or commemorates the anniversary of Chip's heart transplant. So we always have it the first Saturday. It is a health initiative, and we had to have a parking lot stretcher last year. We had 115 vehicles, and we needed to stretch the parking lot. And I was like, okay, Tat, what are we going to do now? Because they were parked on the curb and everywhere. And that one was our record-breaking event.
Okay.
So that announcement, would you like for me to give you that announcement?
Yes, ma'am. Do you need a drum roll?
I can do that. And so the announcement is we are going to relocate the car show, and it will be hosted November 6th this year, 2021, at the North Houston Sports Complex. So we're looking forward to that. I'm so excited that we have support from city, county officials, the Warner Robins Rec Department, and we're going over there. And I've already gone over and got caught videotaping and just kind of looking at what it's going to look like and just
open it out.
I'm just ready. I am so ready. And so I wanted to announce it to your audience and on your show first that we are relocating to that beautiful facility. And we're looking forward to that.
Yes, ma'am. Now that is a beautiful facility. And for anybody that doesn't know what Miss Malone, the area she's talking about, it's the new Warner Robins Rec, which they go by. It's the name that you said, the
North Houston Sports Complex.
Right. But if you get an opportunity to go over there and just kind of check it out or walk through it, it's a fantastic facility.
It is. It's beautiful. I was driving through probably about a week ago, and I had the camera out, and then the director of the Warner Robins Recreation Department came out, and so of course I'm going to stop Jared Renault and say hello. I mean, that's the former point guard, right, Tad?
Yes, ma'am.
And I stopped him, and he says, "Well, do you want to go inside?" And I said, "Well, no, I think it's closed, and they're probably some teams in there practicing or something." He's like, "Nah, come on, let's go take a look." So I'm excited about it. And hopefully this year we're working on a special guest. We haven't buttoned down the contract with them, but Coach Malone used to watch a show on the Discovery Channel. And so I have a connection with hopefully that opportunity to come. But if not, we always have a great time. We have a lot of raffles and giveaways. And to complete the health initiative part of it, we get heart healthy tips over the as PSAs. Right.
So, ma'am, I'm gonna ask you this, and by no means does this mean we're ending the interview, because this is what typically happens at the end. But how can people get in touch with you? How can they keep up with what's going on and the events you got going on?
One of the things that Chip and I learned while doing this, and he lived 4.5 years after the transplant. So I lost him October 2015, the weekend before his 60th birthday. And one of the things we learned is that we cannot do this alone.
Right.
There's no way that we could have done this alone. I don't know how we did what we did do, but we did have some of his former students to come in and do a lot of things for us, set up websites and tell us how to get on Facebook, because there were things we didn't know how to do. So now that we are better, we are 10 years into this, because the car show that comes up will be the 10th annual car show. So 10 years into this, you can find us at chipandaway.com. That's Chip, the letter N, away.com. And we have a wonderful website there. We're on Facebook, and my student interns have finally put me on Instagram, and I got to figure out what I want to do with that.
You on the gram?
I'm on Instagram. They were talking about TikTok, and I said, no, you know what? I don't know about that TikTok. You know, it's far enough. No, for me. But I'm working on some things and trying to make sure I stay on all the social media platforms, because that's where our audiences go, and we have relevant information to hopefully save lives. So that's chip, the letter N.com. Do you, by the way, know how we got the name Chipping Away at Heart Disease? Are you all familiar with how that story went?
No, but this is a perfect opportunity for you to tell us the story.
Okay. After the heart transplant, Chip had a phone call from the former head girls basketball coach at Northside, Coach Cassandra Wilson. Coach Wilson called, and they talked, and he was telling all about it and telling her his experience. And at the end of that conversation, with that infamous flip phone, that infamous flip phone, she said to him, well, I'm going to call everybody and tell them that I talked to you and that you're doing well, and that you're going to start going out and sharing your story and inspiring people, and that Chip will be chipping away at heart disease.
Okay.
And he pointed at the phone and said, I got a name for a nonprofit organization. And I thought, oh no. But as you would guess, with Chip, forward is the direction. So we went forward, and here we are 10 years later.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, so if you don't mind, I'm going to throw it to Tat.
Okay.
Because we've heard a lot about Coach Malone and the influence that he's had on the groups, the kids that he was able to coach and mentor and all those things. I'm just going to throw it to Tat real quick for him to kind of, put it in his own words what Coach Malone meant to him.
I would say father figure. He was the closest thing to a father that I ever had. Taught me a lot about the game of basketball. Taught me a thing about life in general. Just overall, just meant the world to me.
Yeah.
And that feeling was shared by him with his players, and because he was a fifth grade teacher at Lindsay Elementary. So fifth grade teacher by day, but he was you say junior high school, middle school coach in the evenings.
Okay.
He coached football at Tabor. And I that's why I say I see a lot of the young men, and I see them and I say, you were boys, you went away boys, but you came back men. And I can recognize their eyes. Sometimes the names are slipping me a little bit, but young men like Tat, and that's why I think my daughters are here this evening. They're the sons that we didn't have at the 107 crew.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of them. I still remember their names. I can remember the eyes, and some funny stories like if the bus is leaving at 4:00, Tat, what time is the bus gonna leave?
It's gonna leave at 4. Better be there at 3:45.
I would suggest, because he would say early is to be on time. And at 4:02, the bus is already at the traffic signal in front of Warner Robins High School.
Right.
Trust me, I had to transport plenty of kids the games that they didn't miss the bus. Derek Tharp.
Oh, Ryan. Yes. Ryan said, Miss Malone, I remember that. I was turning into the parking lot and the bus pulled right by me. Right. And I was like, I remember, and I didn't know whether I should look at the student athlete or just look straight ahead and pretend I didn't know what just happened.
Yeah.
But he felt the very same way about the players. I knew their nicknames, how he derived the nicknames. We had nicknames and names for different things I'm a coach's wife. NFL coaches and players, when they had the immaculate reception.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know how you get names like that and they stick. you know. So these names would stick, and so I would ask the young man. They say, "Do you remember me?" And I go, "No, help me out. What did he call you?" One young man, Tat, said, "Well, he called me some of everything."
Yeah.
So I didn't know whether to shake his hand or apologize, but I understand that, and that's how he felt, and that's the way he talked about the players and the teams and all at home, and it meant something. I'm cleaning out a closet now, and finally, you know, it's been 5 years, and I guess I need to get that taken care of, and I'm coming across record books and the speeches that he held in 94 and 95, you know, when we had Coach Jamal Garman on senior night, and you know, and I've respected these young men from Tremel Pryor to Travis Nelson. You know, it's just been a just awesome group of young men that used to say that that he was the father figure, and I know he took that very seriously. Even though I had to work on some language every now and again, and I had those trips underneath the basketball goal and what was being, you know.
Yeah. So of course I have to ask you, being the wife of a coach,
Okay.
what role did you have to take on? Was that a natural role for you, or was that something that you kind of grew into once you understood the impact you guys were having on all these young men?
I want to say, and I want to believe that it was a natural, because I love sports. I loved, you know, that anyway. We would sit and watch games and talk about games and things, and poor Tat lets me still text him every now and again. And I sent a text to him and said, "Oh my God, that was a foul. Did you see it?" Miss Malone, I'm sorry, I'm in Atlanta. I'm gonna have to Google it. I feel like, oh gosh, I can't believe I said. I'm sure he's humoring me, but anyway. But you know, and I feel like it was a natural thing. It was a normal thing. Yes, I sat up at 3:00 in the morning and watched film with him. He turned the volume down or mute the TV, and it would flash, you know, and I'm like, what's that light flashing? And it's him sitting on the foot of the bed watching, you know, and I dare say anything like, who we got? And he go, look at this, and rewind it, and I'm caught now, right? I didn't mind it. It was fine. And like, I guess like Ryan Reed said, he said, you know, you Miss Malone, you were there. That was one thing. You would follow the bus, and we caught a lot of exhaust. And I did not mind doing that. We did that because of the love of the game,
right?
The players. I even took up for some of the players. I can remember the team. He came in late, and he's taking the whistle off, and he said, "We're late because we had to run. So and so was late." And if I remember correctly, I think like if somebody's late, the whole team has to run. Okay. And so basically, I think they get mad at the player that was late. So it kind of gets them into game on time or practice on time.
Right.
So he said, we had to run. And I said, for whatever reason, I said, well, yeah, everybody except for first name, last name. And he said, oh, no, everybody had to run. And I said, well, that's not fair. And he said, Cynthia, why is that got to be? What do I look like telling everybody to run except for first name, last name?
Right.
And I said, well, and I don't know why I heard my mouth say, his mother and I would have something to say about that. And he said, bring it. And I'm thinking, this is a good time to be quiet, you know, good time to stop. Well, not too long after that, you know, you would go to coaches' clinics in, I think, the month of April, Tat, right? Was that?
Yes.
Weston, Fort Walton, somewhere.
Fort Walton.
Okay. That year, Bobby Knight, of all people, was there. And he made some kind of joke or something about when he coached his team, because we know the character and the temperament of Bobby Knight. And I used to tell Chip, you know, look in the mirror, you are not Bobby Knight. And so he said that Bobby Knight told his wife, I'm going to let you go ahead and bake the cakes, and you will go ahead and let me coach my team. And I thought there's a message in there somewhere, right? I was like, oh, okay. Because I still take up for them, and I still talk about, some of the tactics. He said, I'm not going to do anything to them that I've not had done to me or that I won't think will put them in a position to win.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here. I want to put them in a position to win. And furtherance with that, he said, these are boys now. It don't mean a whole lot to them. He said, but one day they're going to be men. They're going to have to get to work on time. They're going to have to go to work. They're going to have to find a job. They're going to have to do something like little ladies that are in cheer teams. They can't wear the same dress to the homecoming assembly, to the dance that evening. So congratulations.
Right.
Yeah, he had to learn that the hard way too. And we had one that was in the bathroom stall calling me to let me know she was going to be late because of a school function. And the next stall was a teacher. She couldn't wait for her to clear that bathroom, and off she goes for ISS. So I should have had Tat to be my attorney. It happens. Such is life. But thank you for asking me that question. Yes, it was to support him and to support the young men that I knew he cared a lot about.
Right. Coach Pat.
Yo.
It's on you.
No, man. And I think that's why, that we do. A lot of people that played under Coach Malone, that is in the coaching, really coaches the way that they coach, with passion, with love, and that's love of the game, love for the kids, and like you said, with attention to detail, always talking about the small things versus, anything bigger than basketball. That's kind of the stuff that he instilled in us, and that we carry on today. And like I said, Mr. Malone was right there, every step of the way, every game, home or away. And I think that was, that was special, to see that, because a lot of our parents didn't go to away games, but to see her sitting up there, knowing she's there cheering us on, and along with other parents, but just seeing her there and knowing our parents weren't there, that meant something to us.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Absolutely. I hear some people a lot of times when they're introducing me, especially in February, which is Heart Health Awareness Month, they introduce me and they'll say, they introduced me backdrop to him, and don't mind that at all, because, I was Miss Wiley's daughter. That's a third grade school teacher at Lindsay. That's where I met him, at Lindsay. He was in fifth grade. I was going to go see my mama, Ted. I wasn't going to see him. I wasn't interested in him. But anyway, so
hold on, man. Hold on. We got to back that up. So
okay.
y'all met when you were in third grade and he was in fifth grade?
No, actually, he's originally from Mississippi, Itavina, Mississippi.
Okay.
His grandfather was the first president and founder of Mississippi Valley State University. So he sat in his bedroom, looked out the window at the Rice Trotten, I think it is Jerry Rice and Trotten Stadium, which is right across the street from his house. Right. So when he graduated from full ride at JSU, so he played with like Walter Payton, Wilbur Montgomery. Am I getting these names right? That crew. So we used to tease him and say, "Did you get your hand on the ball?" But he left after graduation and got the job at Lindsay. My mother was a third grade school teacher at that time. Now, the backdrop to that too is at Lindsay, when we did come over to Lindsay with my mom, I was one of 3 African Americans in the entire school. Just one of 3. And so when I would pass his room to go see my mom, he was there and he was involved and I was otherwise involved. So that alluded to the lack of interest at the time. And he asked about lunch and I said, no. And then the next time he asked me if I was sure, and I thought, Mr. Malone does lunch, and I went to lunch, and 30 years. we were together, dated probably five months, something like that, and we're married. And And I did not mind. So I was Miss Wiley's daughter, Coach Malone's wife, L'Ariel and Crystal's mom. So I don't have an identity problem.
Did you say, is your maiden name Wiley?
Yes.
Wiley?
Correct.
That's my wife's maiden name.
Is that right?
Yes.
Small world. Small world. My father is from Hancock County, Georgia, and my mom is from Lamar County, Georgia, and they met at Fort Valley State. And right around the same time, the Reed family happened to have been at Fort Valley State. So it definitely it's a small world. We should talk, Coach Charles. And so
yeah. Some
Coach
familiar
Charles,
last names you done said out there. Yeah.
Coach Charles looked intrigued over there.
Right.
Absolutely. But I hear a lot of times, people call him and introduce, as I said, me to his backdrop, and which is fine. And they'll say the legendary, the great, the this, the that. And I always remind people that people who do that, or people who are called that, don't know that. They are meeting a challenge, taking a cause, and moving on to the next thing. That is how their destiny is. That's how he rolled. He would tell, there were only small warnings that I had to know, is that not to throw away the receipts, because on the flip side of the receipt, it might say eggs, milk, and bread, but there's a basketball play with X's and O's, and some epiphany, and that's what he has to write it on. But he stood on the shoulders of so many others before him. And I think that would be what he would talk about more. He'd be overwhelmed to have a gem with his signature on the hard court. He'd be overwhelmed and not be able to wrap his mind around something like that. Good memories is why I continue to move forward with the legacy, to help other people to keep aware of the risk factors for heart disease, the high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, smoking, and poor nutrition. I hear it a lot. I hear it all the time. IMA. And I'm like, who is IMA? Do you all know who IMA is? It's usually something associated with procrastination.
Right.
IMA, get up early in the morning, right? Or
Mhm.
I'm gonna eat right. I'm gonna eat right. I'm gonna exercise tomorrow. That kind of thing. You guys are very important to your homes, your households. You're the spiritual leaders and heads of your household. So how you kind of, you might roll with the punches. You might know when it's gonna be a technical foul call on you. For the most part,
Trials and tack, get them all the time, man.
yeah, you cannot walk away from the fact. And the fact is, the truth of the matter is, you're important to your household. And I can speak to that, because if there's something or something changes, that's devastating to your household. So you're thinking about someone other than yourselves. It's true that it's for you. That you're having, June is Men's Health Month. Okay, so men run from the doctor. I had someone with the media call me just to talk about this and kind of get feedback. And I said, fear keeps you from walking in the door, but knowledge will help you to walk out.
Yeah.
And that is the gift of what we get when we get knowledge and are made aware of what we need to do differently in our lives. It's not that we have to go far left or right, just a pivot will help us, and to give us a second chance, to give us another chance. Do I have time?
You got time.
I'm a coach's wife, so let's see, let me think. Second chance. This is going to be a little throwback. You guys won't remember this, but when I talked to Renato Solomon last week, he knew what I was talking about. In Super Bowl 43, Chip and I watched Super Bowl 43 together. And in that game, that was Pittsburgh and, can I talk about football on basketball? Okay.
Yeah.
That was Pittsburgh and the Cardinals. I think it was St. Louis Cardinals. That's the Redbird, right?
Arizona
now, right?
Arizona.
Okay. All right. That's right. Jump in there. Help me. And in that game, right there near the end, we've got the quarterback was Roethlisberger. Okay.
Yeah.
And they threw a pass to a young man. That young man was mic'd up, which is not, it wasn't a lot of that being done. It was fun and it was good to hear. He was mic'd up, and he got out there and they had the play, and he passed the ball to him, and it was right. I'm talking about fingertip right there, the kind that when Chip would see, they go, oh man, you should have caught that. But in that game, this was near the end of the game. Do y'all remember this game?
Santonio Holmes.
Santonio Holmes. High
Was that when
five.
he caught it in the end zone?
Yes.
And he caught it. And the thing about it is he dropped the first one and he needed a second chance. So here he goes to the right corner of the end zone. It was so awesome. I mean, we had popcorn flying everywhere, because and they were talking about the replay, the replay. Even that's a second chance to get another look.
Right.
And Chip was sitting there going, cuz he was in. He was in, I don't know why y'all got to do all that and have all the replay. And the announcers with all of that exuberance, and they were yelling and excited about it. And he was in. But then San Antonio went off to the side. And as he did, he was hitting the shoulder pass and hitting his chest. And he said, that's how you be. That's how you be good. That's how you be good. See, that's the challenge you guys have. That's how you be good. You find out what the diagnosis is, because not everything leads to surgery.
Right.
Chip was in denial. They told him after a team's physical, because in 94, the team and the coaches had to have physical exam. So they told him, you borderline diabetic and you have high blood pressure. He went to the doctors 3 times. The first 2 times in denial, I don't know what happened. He came home with medication. I asked him, how you doing? He pumped his fist, said, I'm too good, baby. Because he thought that medication was going to turn it around.
Right.
And that was not the case. So the 3rd time I said, well, I'll go with you. He said, oh man, what? I said, yeah, I'll go with you. And the doctor looked across and said, so coach, he said, I'm so glad you brought your wife here. What do you want to do about that heart transplant? And I said, what heart transplant? What are you talking about? And he looked at the doctor. He was staring a hole through him, looked at his watch and said, is there anything else? Practice begins at 4. Still in denial. That was in 1997. Didn't manifest itself into 2010, and it spiraled so quickly. The blessing of it is he waited for the transplant only 3 weeks. The average wait time is 2 to 5 years. And he waited on a machine that kept him alive for 3 weeks. And recently, announced that too, I have been contacted by the donor's wife. And after 10 years, I now know the background story of who his donor was. And I hadn't handled it quite right. I'm very honest. I'm transparent. So I haven't handled it right. I do want to go back and have that opportunity to talk with that wife. And what I didn't know is she's following us on Facebook. So you can find us on Facebook at Chip in a way, Heart D. So you can find us on Facebook as well.
Yeah, ma'am. So I'm just going to kind of follow up with that, with your last conversation, right? And just ask, what are the major things when you go out and speak, and from researching and getting the knowledge on these things? What are the major keys that we need to know as far as how do we take care of ourselves?
Okay, to listen to your body. You've been with that body long enough. You know when something is going on, when something may not be quite right. Listen to your body. It's the best indicator that something's going on. Right. Understand where heart disease is concerned, or cardiovascular disease. That's the umbrella under which we have conditions like high blood pressure and those things I named. Those are things that hinder the blood flow through the body. They restrict blood going through the arteries and et cetera. So those are cardiovascular conditions. Okay. Know what the risk factors are. I named the risk factors, the highs: blood pressure, cholesterol, physical inactivity, smoking. I have exhibits and people walk up to me and they start shaking their heads. Sister saying, I want to eat what I want. Well, I hope that works well with your body. I hope your body agrees to that. I can't open the head and put it in, but know with those risk factors that 80% of them are modifiable. Now we plan to age. Of course, that's a risk factor. We plan to age, yes. and we may have a family history. Know what that family history is. Our family gets together and they talk about people and stuff and fashion, I mean, you know, some of y'all ain't reading well, too concerned. But anyway, but but I'm sorry. Okay,
You good? You good?
But
Hey, Charles, put that red cup up there. We about to get
I
the red
know,
cup.
right? About to get right into it. Get right
but
into it.
I'm saying know what the things are that are happening in your family. Deep vein thrombosis. I forgot about that. Those are things, the clots and things that happen. My diabetics want to dial up a couple extra units of insulin so that they can eat that sweet potato pie, that German chocolate cake over there. That's not what it's designed for. And we are feeling fine and can't put a price tag on feeling well. So what we need to do, the opposite of those risk factors that I just told you, that would be not to smoke. My husband smoked and he would hide it. That let you know right there something's wrong with it. But the sooner that he stopped, the better his recovery time was after the transplant.
Right.
Okay, the body is interested in healing itself. It is the most magnificent operating machine we could ever have. But we have to treat it right. Like Chip said, when you hear something in the car, let me know. So I turn the radio down and try to decide what I think it is. That's self-diagnosing. Don't self-diagnose. Get help from the people who can help us make the better decisions for a healthier lifestyle. And then when we would hear it, I might wait a day or two because he made me feel like I broke it, but say something about it, because one thing can potentially lead to another.
Right.
So be interested. You guys, I can't emphasize how important you are to your family. Everything out, all aside, all cards on the table, pick the high card. That's you.
Right. Yeah. I know, especially now, with COVID going on, some of us have gained that COVID weight, right? Because we haven't been as active and getting out. How important is it to be, go exercise or take a walk or get in the gym and still try to play basketball, whatever the case may be, but getting that exercising.
I feel like you're talking about me, KP.
I am. I'm
Are we throwing hits? What's going on?
Shot fired.
Step out of that. I'm gonna step out of that. But we want to be, obviously, and have to be the best that we can be. So I want to be the best me that I can be. I know what that is, and if I know, that's the thing about denial. You don't have to tell people where they are and how they are and what they're doing. At some point they start joking about it. But when you're lying prone, like Coach Malone, he had the biventricular assist device. That's a device that comes into the original heart from the top of the stomach. And it acted as his heart pumping, the biventricular assist device. Well, he had that. He had a lot of different things going on at the same time. And after 3 weeks of being on that machine, then the heart came. So that means they had to go back surgically to implant the heart. In less than 2 years, one of the valves in the new heart began to act up a little bit. Now he's got to go back in and have the tricuspid valve surgery. So when he told that story at this group of high-tech intellectuals, and he said that, well, there was a joke. And the joke was, well, maybe you want to leave a zipper in your chest so they can go in and out as you please. Well, I didn't hear what she said, but I heard him say, you know what? And when he said that, Ted, I knew to pick. And so I
interfered
yes,
a little bit.
over there, but I didn't get there in time.
Right.
Wasn't fast enough. But he had a response. And he says, when you're lying on your back in prone position and your fate is unknown by any man, you will probably fail to see the humor in it.
Right.
So if it's basketball, play the basketball. Even though we've had some young men, we've seen them that had to stop because of underlying heart conditions.
Right.
But know what that is. I do support detecting with diagnostic tests if there is a family history. Some people say, well, how do I know if my young athlete is in jeopardy? If there's a family history of these conditions, tag, you're it.
Right.
So have the cardiologist do a diagnostic test. It's not invasive. Nobody has to get stuck. It's pretty much like radar, sonogram, or something like that. And find out, even with our veterans can have an angio screen for free. Just by being a veteran. The angio screen is having something like blood pressure cuffs on the wrists and ankles. And then they'll do something on the carotid artery, which is like a sonogram with that gel. There's no sticking. It takes 8 minutes, and you get your result at the end of the angio screen. For civilians, it's $50 at Navicent Health. For veterans, as I said, it is free. It is the best preventive measure that is not invasive, and all the things that they can do that do help us get renewed health.
Is there a certain age where these type of exams should be starting?
I understand that we should start checking high cholesterol in children at the age of 9. Because they're having, and the answer, no, because we never know if there's a family history. We were at Jones County High School, and a young lady raised her hand, and that's great for an educator. They love you raise your hand, got a question. And he said, yes. And she said, I cannot get my blood pressure under control. When you're sitting in a classroom of 9th graders, that's a shocking thing to hear.
Right.
Not to mention teams against heart disease or coaches against heart disease, birth from a presentation made at Veterans High School. Young lady raised her hand and she said, I had a heart attack. And we thought it was an embellished story because, we like, okay. And the classmate said, that's why you were out of school so long? And she said, yes. She had a heart attack. Another student said, oh, I have a pacemaker. So the defibrillator pacemaker. And so we looked at Miss Fincher. Y'all remember Marianne Fincher? We said, Miss Fincher, what age are these students? 9th grade, 14-year-olds. So from that, when we wrote home, he said, Sid, we got to do something. And we thought, who do they listen to? The students and student body. They listen to their coaches and their peers, usually the athletes. And that's why we started the red shoelaces and the customized t-shirts, to get that information out there. I mean, what adolescent is thinking of something other than Burger King, McDonald's, and Biggie size in a drink, right?
Right.
Since you explained all of that.
Yes, my dear.
I guess I'm gonna have to throw this Sharks chicken away.
I love you for it. One productive day at a time. It's just one productive day at a time. I have a team that I mentor, it's a husband and wife, and they compete. He's just competitive. She don't care. She just But and then the problem, the interesting thing is he proportionately loses more quickly than she does. And we talk about that and talk through that. And we have a group with AE Fitness that's helping us out that can, and we have a lot of teams here, one day at a time. Hit the track at HOCO and I'll meet you there. Because listen, age has nothing to do with it. It's all age.
Miss Sent, real quick. Yeah, Tat, come over to HOCO.
No.
One around middle got a track too.
Yes. Listen, I said that because it's closer to my house. So okay.
Hey, KP.
Come on over to HOCO, Tat.
KP, Miss Malone said no quick. No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
She said no.
Drop that brick, but
so Miss Sent, I can eat my chicken tonight and just start tomorrow.
Yes, you can eat that tonight. Pull the skin, remove the skin if it's fried from the chicken. Yes, I'm sorry. Is it fried?
They got that seasoning.
With that seasoning,
they got that seasoning on it. Skinless chicken.
Yes, it's gonna still have season. You'll still be able to.
Kristen, you listening? Make sure he remove that skin before he eat that chicken.
He gonna wake up. He gonna wake up in the morning and eat that skin.
No. Listen, stop. Here we go. Listen, I'm going to rather say that I said it than to say that I wished I had. Okay, so don't get me in trouble now. You know, whatever the wife has, we can figure it out. Coach Malone used to do the same thing with us. It wasn't anything that we ate, okay?
Yes.
It wasn't that kind of thing because he was the cook, as you all know. He was the cook, and he set that breast, which is the size of the palm of your hand, down with that vegetable. And I looked at my plate, and I looked at him, and I thought, "There's something wrong with this equation here." But it's like anything else that becomes, you know, like a habit to us. You know, after a while, we don't think about it, and we develop that, and that's why it's called a lifestyle change. So yeah, I mean, think about it. When you get to that octagon sign, what do? You stop. You don't stand there and read the word. You know what it says on it. It just comes natural.
All right.
I'm gonna
eat this chicken start tomorrow.
We'll text Kristen in just a moment.
I'm gonna eat this chicken. Listen, that chicken hot too. It was hot too.
Is it? I know. That's just like when we used to pass this particular place and it had the hot sign on. And he said, "Hot sign, mama." And I said,
I know exactly what you're talking about. My son wanted to go there earlier today.
Hot sign, mama. I'm like, I'm sure.
Yeah, you got the hot sauce too.
I don't eat hot sauce, man. I eat ketchup.
On the chicken?
On the chicken? On hot chicken?
On my chicken, yeah. You eat hot sauce on your chicken, right?
But you prefer ketchup.
Yeah.
Cold ketchup or room temperature ketchup?
Either one. But okay, you like hot ketchup? Or you like room temperature ketchup or cold ketchup? I meant cold or hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
I don't like hot sauce in the refrigerator.
But okay, then you like hot jerk chicken?
I do. Yeah.
It ain't a such thing as ketchup jerk chicken.
Right.
It's ketchup fried chicken.
No.
I'm gonna get up. We're gonna have a discussion after this because I'm gonna.
Chicken got fried. Did it catch up?
Huh?
No fried. Here we go. I'm back. No fried. No fried foods. Even the French fries were baked. We put that Lowry's on top a little bit.
Yeah.
We bake it, and you should see me shimmering, trying to get the seasoning to the bottom. You know.
Right.
What about that air fryer?
Yes.
Trust me, we went many nights coming back from basketball trips, and he want to get them fries with the salt on it.
You know, and they would say, "We don't put salt on it." He said, "Well, what's this right here?"
Yeah.
I'm like, "Ooh, not with that on there, please."
So, man,
so like Tap put ketchup on everything.
Like, I mean, fried like the fried chicken or pork chop or something like that.
Bring up Christian comment.
Fried fish too?
Fried fish, yeah.
Ketchup on fish?
Yeah.
Ketchup on everything. Slathers ketchup on. You just been busted.
Like, what? I mean, you don't eat ketchup with your fish?
No.
What you eat with your fish?
Hot sauce.
Okay, so why I can't eat ketchup?
You asked us if we ate ketchup with our fish, and we said no. We ain't judging you. We just saying just a little different.
Okay, when I say eat ketchup with my fish, you said, "Man, you eat ketchup with your fish."
Yeah.
I don't know too many people that eat ketchup with their fish.
Nah,
I know.
But you know what? But you know what, KP, in the South, some people eat mustard on their fish. I've heard
that too. Yeah.
Yes, ketchup and mustard.
They do.
I eat mustard and hot sauce on a fish sandwich.
I ain't putting no mustard on my fish, bro. Tartar sauce.
But see,
and hot sauce.
Because
I don't eat tartar sauce.
Charles bougie tartar sauce.
Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you.
Of course, she's gonna help you out, but but I know.
Malone, I do want to ask you something though.
Yes.
So the kind of back on the basketball side, the rivalries, the in-town rivalries. Did you get up for those games?
Oh, absolutely.
What was that preparation week like at home? And you seeing coach getting ready and getting wound up for those games?
Sometimes he would get young men, quote, off the street, from the street, that match the size of the opponent. And he would invite them to come in to practice. And and he would do something like that so that the guys would know who they were coming up against. His big thing was take the charge, so he
Say that one more time, Miss Say that one more time, Miss
Take the charge,
Thank you.
take the charge. And one or two times I had a video when he started, y'all, at Tabor. He wanted me to come and record, videotape the practices. Right. But you would understand that didn't work out well, right?
Right.
And so he was agitated. He looked up. I'm in the top of the bleacher, and he go, cut the camera off. And I'm like, what did he just say? You got to get your feelings out of it. And I turn it off. And then he would explain to me later that evening, no, that's not going to work. That was not a good idea. My bad, because he's getting worked up for the rival.
Okay.
So he'd bring in somebody to practice, for them to practice against. He would try to talk to the coaches about, you ready for this? The weightlifting. They would lift weights at a certain time, and it would cause them to just break the backboard. I mean, they just with air balls and whatever, and it was just, so he would try to talk about that. But of course, sometimes that's it's the nature of the beast, right?
Right.
And you have to coach around that, right? And so Tad stopped. And so he would coach around that, watch the film. It was nothing for us to get in the car and have a road trip sometimes, and just go over and see a quarter or two. We'd leave halftime, third quarter, somewhere along in there. We didn't stay for very long. Right. And so, or talk to somebody, they'd always want to talk to him and tell him what he should do or who to look out for. And he would allow that one ear and out the other. He said, we're ready. We're ready. It's okay. He said, we plan to win. We're going to bring, and that's what he would explain. Two things. He would explain, bring your A game.
Yeah.
You come, you're going to bring your A game, and you're not going to play to the level of the competition.
Right.
You're going to bring your A game. You're going to step that game up just a little more, because I'm going to be in your shoes.
Yeah. I've heard Tat say all of these things just in different words.
Oh, okay. Absolutely. Look at that. Look at and also
little stronger words.
And that's it. The thing about it is, absolutely, my dear. The thing about it, say again.
That's Mr. Cubby Lee right there, man.
Oh, okay.
He's a photographer extraordinaire. So he covers the sports and at the local high schools, as well as travels and is affiliated with us. So
and it is awesome. I have seen it. I'm sort of the type person, just because I don't say anything, it don't mean Mama didn't see it. I'm watching all of you. That's why I'm so excited about what you're doing for the players and all in the Middle Georgia area, and how you're pushing and making them more visible. And I love the effort, and it's going to grow. And that's kind of how God does that. We start off slow, and then the snowball gets bigger and bigger. But you guys do a great job. Bring your A game. The other thing he would talk about is when they're playing, you never know who's sitting in the stands. Somebody sitting in the stands that's got that next tip for you, that next opportunity that you may be able to sign with, and you sitting there worrying about your mama. You hear your mama yelling, telling you to shoot, and that's not the play. And
say it again, Mr. Malone. Say it again.
Say it again, please. I can tell you have been around this game a long time.
I've been around this game. Let's see, we were married 30 years. And yes, and I love it. And that's why I was able to kind of transition into it a little bit. That's kind of, there were a lot of firsts, y'all. And that was the first time I ever heard somebody say, don't worry about the young lady in the stands, but then your mom is telling you to shoot. And I wish you would. But the funny thing, if there's ever anything funny, I can remember this particular game at Northside, and we had this nice lead, and it's usually when the coaches put certain people in off of the bench, that kind of thing. I always love the folks coming off the bench in a different way, because I see that differently, and I teach that differently to a lot of young people, that person has been there and has seen the structure of the game and what's going on in the game. So if they're paying attention and they get that call and that opportunity, and they should step in ready. Because you have seen what is needed, what needs to be done. You know the plays. That's why Chip say, know your personnel. You know the plays. You know who can do what and what they can do and when to call on them. I like them when they come off and they have enough excitement and exuberance to make something change in the game and keep up the tempo, so you don't have to sit the behinds back down because we're losing.
That lead is left.
I'll tell you,
where did that go, right?
I'll tell you what, Miss Cindy, I got a 7th grade group. You come coach, I'll be your assistant coach.
we just talk about it. We're just talking about it because that sometimes you have to do that. That's like with that game when we were ahead. There was a terminology that he didn't know. It was some kind of slang that was used. And bless his heart, the young point guard, they threw the ball in and we were coming full court. And when he got right there, right over half court, Chip used a statement. He held his hand out to slow the ball down. And he said in his statement, he said, pull it. Well, in that day, pull it meant
let it go.
Let it
and bless his young heart. and he looked at Chip while he stood there dribbling. He looked at Chip and said, did he just tell me to do that? And then he looked over toward the goal as if to say, man, this is half court. And he shot the ball. And so Chip standing there with his hands and shoulders up and palms up going, what just happened? And he go, time out. And we were like, don't do it. And I had to tell him when he got home because, for 30 years, we met each other at the garage door. We always open the door for one another when we come home. Even if we weren't speaking, he'd come unlock the door and walk away. But he came to the door and I said, he said, did you see that joke? I said, you don't understand. Pull it. For these young people today means to shoot the ball. He said, you have got to be kidding me. I said, you made the call. So he did. The thing that was one of the funny things, but we watched a lot of ball and we've seen a lot of coaches and their different styles and another funny thing happened with watching Coach John Thompson, he had this towel. He always had the towel over him, and that year it was the NCAA championship. So that year he had a senior, Patrick Ewing. He had a junior, David Wingate, and a sophomore, Reggie Williams. So you're talking 7'6", 6'5", 6'7". If we had that, whoa. But here they are in this game and it's all exciting. And we were just sitting on the edge because, of course, at that time, the way they almost always introduce African-American first is the first ever Black head coach to win an NCAA championship, which is fine. And sure enough, you got the confetti falling. They've got the team over on the floor piling up on each other. You got this going on, and then you got the agony of defeat on the other side. And they are interviewing those three players, Ewing, Wingate, Williams. And so they said, congratulations, it must feel really good. And Patrick Ewing took lead and he said whatever he said. And yes, thank you. We're so excited. Words can't express it. And then she asked, what do you attribute the success of this team and your subsequent win of this game? What do you attribute that to? And bless his heart, young Reggie Williams, a sophomore, stepped in there and he said, well, we had the we had to struggle and not really struggle, but we had to can I start over? And we're like, oh Lord. She was sitting there going, no, cuz this is national live TV. You can't start over. See, that's preparation.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what you guys are doing. It's preparation for the now. I watched Josh Grube over at Westside. I said, Josh, you're going to blow a gasket. Live another day. But it's the preparation. Had they been prepared with things like they do the teens now and saying, congratulate your coach, the coaching staff, congratulate your teammate that passed the ball to you, prepare them on how to respond to that. That's what we want to do with our health. We want to be prepared now and think now that I'm talking with everybody, let's be prepared and look at the things we need to do for our health and have the discipline to continue that.
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, we're gonna wrap here in a minute.
Okay.
I don't know if you know, but Charles G up there, he gets a little.
Was he blow a gasket? Is that what?
Yeah, he starts blowing the gasket after a while. We call him the producer. He's the producer of the show, so he gets a little. He starts producing after a while. So
yeah,
I'm gonna ask you this last question, and then we're gonna wrap.
Okay.
And then before we go, we're gonna give you an opportunity again to kind of give out the website and all that good information. But just what Warner Robins High School has been able to do with Coach Garmin winning the state championship, the success that they've had. How does that make you feel? Just knowing that they're doing this in the footprints of Coach Malone.
How did that make me feel?
Yeah, and the continued success that they're having. Yes, ma'am.
Absolutely. And that's something, wonderful, first of all. I was so excited. And when at the game and I watched the play develop, a former student looked back and she saw me and she said, Miss Malone. And I was trying not to take my eye off the ball, right? And I looked over and I reached out and we reached fingertips and did a high five. And I said, this is it. And when he took that shot, and as I've seen Chip do so many times, I leaned a little bit to help get that ball in that goal. When it did, the place erupted, and so did I. And I thought, this is absolutely remarkable. This is awesome. I was very happy for the team, the coaches, those statisticians, those sit back and draw those plays up and practice and cut them half in two and then build them back up. Right. Exuberant about that. And I'm so excited that it happened. And I look at the bench and see the former players that Chip coach sitting there, what, 4 of you, Tad? Is it 4 or 5 of you? I am so excited for them and wish them continued success.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for being on the show. But like I said, before we go, if you could just give out your contact information, how people can follow you, how they can learn more about the cause that you're doing a great job at educating all of us on.
Thank you. You can find me at chipnaway.com. That's Chip, the letter N, away.com. And you'll see the different social media platforms there. And remember, February is Heart Awareness Month, but heart health is important every day.
There we go. Barbara Ingram, put it up for us there.
Thanks, Barb.
Hey, Miss Malone, you before you go, you want to talk? Just talk a second about the book.
I would. I'd love to. You can find that. It's one of the products that's being sold. He wrote a book about the transplant and that journey. It tells a little bit about what happened, who he is, who we are. It was a journey for us, but the power of love, and we're grateful to God for that blessing. I say that all the time. He said, we don't know what the fate was, and that fate was unknown by any man, but we were blessed, and we will continue to do what God is having us to do. This is our assignment. He's given enough of them, so we're going to continue to do this.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, just always know that you have this platform to come on to push or advertise or just want to come back on and talk about some things. Anytime you want to, get in touch with Coach Tad, and we'll get you wherever you need to be. We're here to support you 100%.
Thank you. I have something in mind, and I'll be in touch. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Now, the only thing is I'm going to need one of them T-shirts.
Okay. You got the T-shirt. Yeah. You got it. That's the one you want, the Cardiac Car Show, right?
Yep. Whatever T-shirt you got, I'll take one of each, please.
I got you. What you going to do with this?
I'm aware of them proudly.
Absolutely.
Well, Ms. Malone, I just want to say it's been a pleasure sitting here and having a conversation with you and listening and just you having so much knowledge in your heart disease and educating individuals on cardiac and just bringing some history and some things you have picked up along the way and how it translates to life and is bigger than sports and just raising young men and women. And that is the ultimate goal of why we do what we do. So, and keeping that in our forefront. So thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you.
Tat?
Just as always, thank you. And for giving us the wisdom, and I ain't gonna eat that chicken tonight. I have to get me a piece of ham and a piece of lettuce or something.
Yeah. You can bring it over to my crib, man. I got some hot sauce. I'll take care of it for you, brother. I'm watching out for your health.
Yeah.
We are gonna be healthy.
Yes, man. But again, thank you, Ms. Malone, for taking the time out, and to come share some of that knowledge and as Crystal said, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, we very much appreciate it.
Absolutely.
I'll volunteer wherever I need to do to get the shirt. I'm gonna get it.
Thanks, KP.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love it. Thank you all.
Yes, ma'am. So you have a wonderful night. And like I said, anytime you need to use this platform, we're here for you. We're here to support the community and we love what you're doing. So please keep pushing forward.
I will do that.
I think she's gonna hold on for a minute, Kenny.
Okay. All right. So I think we're gonna get out of here on that note. So we're about to end the show. Thanks to all our sponsors. We don't want Charles to take a break and go get some chips or something on us. So we're gonna wrap up out of here. Mr. Malone, he'll do it. He'll go and get some chips and start eating chips on the show.
I'm talking about
Nah.
Man,
yeah, we talking about nah.
What?
He probably got some chips right up beside him right now.
That'd be a salad. I get a salad.
That'll be a salad.
It's only a salad because you go to the show.
I'm gonna have to work on it. I'm gonna have to work on it. One productive day at a time, y'all. It's coming. Now you know, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now you know.
So, for viewers, like I said, we're gonna get out of here. We appreciate everybody for tuning in. Please check out the website, get more information. Your health is important. So make sure you're taking care of yourself, especially in these times. We need to be all we can be and be there for our families, like Mr. Malone stated several times. So other than that, check us out. We may do a show next week. We may not, depending on how the tournament go this week. If we get beat down, we not. I can tell you that right now. But either way, we'll let you know. So follow us on all platforms and we out of here. Peace.
Hey, man, you going